signed up to LMPD. Go and get yourself this thing. Then she try and link up. So much we got synced up. Pulled up in the dinged up whip. This ain't Pepto Biz, what this pink stuff is. Gonna tell me. Yeah, you heard me, you ain't felt me. I've been moving, I've been shaking, go and hit me on the celly. Try to sell me on something while I heard it compelling. Ever since I've been gone like Kelly. They been trying to tell me about this and that. I ain't chatting with you, we ain't going tit for tat. Trying to tell me how to get in the bag. We're going to get in your bag, I'm about to get in it. I'm like, the way that gets a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that.
Today, from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Steelers.
And here comes Ben Roethlisberger out onto the field ready to lead this Steeler offense.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
By Jalen Smith.
That was well played there defensively. Two tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there, first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Roethlisberger's pass.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field. And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends, who you would think could absorb that contact.
And this one will be touchdown right at the 30-yard line. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Connects here with a tight end, Blake Jarwin. And he's brought down after a very nice game
For the Cowboys.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opened things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive, he may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game too. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
On second down, Elliott. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. 1st and goal from the 6. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
Tackling's obviously critical down near the goal line. That was great work there to make the hit behind the line and make sure he doesn't get any further. Did a really nice job wrapping up and not letting him loose.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to Prescott. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. They've got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
And Zerline's kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead.
3. Steelers, nothing.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Takes it at the 7. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the. You start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Prescott from the gun. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
That's good.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. This to Jarwin. And it's a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Prescott. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
20-yard line.
Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers, sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing a 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, the good stuff. You got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing. Change things up a little bit and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. And hitting Juju on the slant. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
First down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st down, McFarland. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Sean Lee, the linebacker, credited with bringing him down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now on 2nd and 13, Roethlisberger. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
First down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st down, McFarland. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
13 yards.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
At the 29-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 29, Roethlisberger, and he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Well, no takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Roethlisberger. Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. It's away, and it's a high kick here, but not high enough to hit the scoreboard here in Dallas. It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive. And they see right through that defensively, as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Prescott. The tight end Jarwin with it out on the left side. Prescott. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Going underneath, complete to Jarwin. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time, as that leads us to a 4th down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. The offense has to love that, because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and score. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke, and he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Vince Williams in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They run the counter. McFarland. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's a great defender. Everson Griffin making a great defensive play there for a loss.
Back at the 38-yard line.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL here on this first day of November.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. Fielded near the back of the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive. I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
Prescott's pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Prescott. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
10 at the 40.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Under pressure, and down he goes. Bud Dupree able to record his 5th sack of the season. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Gain of 3. Brings up.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Going top shot, and that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
First down.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. On the handoff, it's McFarland. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Sean Lee.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
20-yard line.
McFarland once more. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. On the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Hard throw, incomplete. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 37. And Boswell's kick is good. And the lead stretches. 16-3 now.
Steelers 16. Cowboys 3.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line,
things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Draw play, Elliott. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
Number 21.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Tyson Alu.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Prescott gets this to the tight end, Jarwin. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That'll be a gain of 16. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. They'll throw again. Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, Prescott. Being chased out left. And he's going to keep it. And the Cowboys are in the end zone for the touchdown. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Zerline good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Fielded in the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Their own 22-yard line.
Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
1st down, Pittsburgh.
First carry for James Conner. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
The ball carrier.
offensively with the lead. You want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 43. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Roethlisberger going to get this one to Connor. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And the Steeler first down.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. On the give, this is McFarland. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Tackled a
good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Again, McFarland. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 15-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They run the counter. McFarland. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Anthony McFarland, the Steeler ball.
Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover, because one more score, and this game's over.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Roethlisberger. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. Boswell's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3.
19. Cowboys 10.
So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10. At their own 20.
So Dak Prescott in the offense. Down by 9. A minute 47 on the clock. Prescott now. And that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
2-yard line.
Prescott. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Prescott to throw. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. Prescott to the rookie Lamb. 1st down Cowboys. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. He's picked off near his own 48, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
The keeper. It's a loss of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Here we go. Like 80. Focus. Coming after you. Check 3.
They'll run with McFarland. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
Steelers 19.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter.